National debt. What is national debt? National debt is money that a country's government has borrowed by various means to meet expenditures exceeding tax revenues. Debt has been around ever since the Revolutionary War. The U.S. has really only completely paid off its debt in the year of 1835, but it was impossible for the country to succeed at the time. So unfortunately, it kept falling into debt as a result of lack of management in economics.
In the present, we still struggle with national debt. This debt affects us in many aspects, and as a result, we live with the consequences. Let's take a moment and analyze. The U.S. has been, and as it seems, will still be borrowing money from other countries. But are they thinking of how it will be repaid and who will repay it?
Truth is, the inheritance are us teenagers and all following generations.
Why are you sacrificing us?
Will it mean that in the future, besides working for a living, we will also have to work to pay off this catastrophic debt? Will it affect students attending college or who plan to attend in the future?
I have run into numerous students, parents, and people at institutions in the financial aid offices who try to get the metrics of what it actually costs for this, whatever institution it is. Let's say it's $15,000, but the student's eligible and can loan up to $25,000. You're looking at somebody who maybe might want a car, a vacation, has extra needs, all these kinds of things, separate from their educational costs. Then in the end, you hear about how, the very large amounts of student loans.
Many students graduate with a bachelor's of arts, bachelor's of science, and they can't find a job these days, and they're like $50,000 to $60,000 in debt.
Or will it mean that because we are still borrowing money from other countries, there will be many more open doors and opportunities and programs that will benefit us, students?
Since we're borrowing money from other countries, sooner or later it's going to come back and affect our own country.
A certification, we have the A+ certification, we have the Certified Nurses Assistant certification, and a Dental Assistant certification. And I think that this would be a huge asset. This would open up and expose students to these different types of careers before they went on to college.
So will the programs help prepare students to thrive with whatever life presents them with?
Oh yes, definitely. Again, I feel that if we had more CTE technical classes pushed at the high school level, I feel that this would give the students some sort of a graduating with a certification.
Now, let's take a look at the positive outcomes of these programs at the high school level.
For the past 15 years, what ROP does is we actually interview former students to find out what they're doing in their life, and because they took a CTE ROP class, we have found that 80% of them are doing something positive. They're either in the military, they're continuing their education, which is great, and or they're working. They're becoming a productive member of society. So I feel that to benefit high school students, I think that there should be more CTE programs offered at the high school level.
Free resources does make the individual lazy. Today, more than 35% of Americans live with means-tested government programs, which leads to other thousands of households who do not pay annual taxes. In fact, they receive even more.
It's in situations like this that there should be more precise observations to determine what and how much help a family should receive.
So I do not believe that anybody should get anything free. I feel that free resources, it only makes the individual lazy, and then they start to work the system and they don't better themselves because then they start counting on the system doing it. And I also think that the government needs to stay out of the system. I think that the state needs to step in and take over.
Eventually, over time, it will be us the students and future generations on who today's non-working families depend on, since all decisions made now go to our future.
Other than means-tested government programs, there are many other subsidies that our government is in debt from. Many of these costs are unnecessary and only increase the debt. Reducing these costs will better our future and our nation.
Reality is the national debt has an impact on inflation, the capacity of the government towards its debt, and even population growth.
There is now over $18.8 trillion in debt, which is made up of 2% in public order and safety, 4% in economic affairs and infrastructure, 14% of general government and debt service, 19% in national defense, and 61% of social programs.
The real question is, would getting rid of the national debt benefit or affect students from future generations, or would it be worth the national debt?
Why are you sacrificing